The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. It's 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us on a Tuesday. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. It was an action-packed day for rescue crews who potentially saved lives by pulling multiple people and animals out of two different Bakersfield canals. The first rescue, which was caught on camera, happened yesterday morning off Stockdale Highway. You can see crews working together to pull a man who'd been holding onto a rope from the canal. They formed a chain and climbed down to the edge, where they were able to hoist him to safety. Fortunately, he appeared to be unhurt.
Over in northwest Bakersfield, crews came to the aid of a person and two dogs who were in a canal. This happening near Olive Drive and Hagman Road around 9 a.m. yesterday. A fire official tells us the dogs did not belong to the rescued person. They suggest it may have just been a case of a Good Samaritan who jumped into the water to help the struggling animals.
And now to some developing news from downtown Bakersfield. Investigators are looking into what they call a suspicious death. The body of a man was found near the sidewalk at 19th and N Streets just after 7 o'clock last night. It's unclear how the man died, but the coroner will conduct an autopsy to determine the cause of death and identity of the person. Anyone with information is urged to call BPD at 327-7111.
A tanker truck fire made traffic stand still on the I-5 through the Grapevine for nearly 4 hours. Yikes. It happened yesterday around 5:30 p.m. The tanker truck, which was carrying combustible chemicals, crashed heading northbound near the Vista del Lago exit. Crews feared the fire could cause a massive explosion, but they were able to extinguish the flames before they reached the chemicals inside the tanker. The Grapevine, though, is back open this morning, although I do imagine the people who were down at the Taylor Swift concert yesterday, last night, probably got stuck in a little bit of this traffic nightmare.
It does not look like fun.
And a federal judge ordering a hearing this week to settle a dispute over the handling of evidence in a case against former President Donald Trump. Trump's lawyers pushing back on the Justice Department's request for a protective order, attempting to limit what Trump can share regarding evidence tied to charges claiming he tried to overturn the 2020 presidential election. NBC's Drew Petrimo has more from Washington.
In a late-night filing Monday, the judge overseeing the prosecution of former President Trump over his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election, calling for a hearing before the end of the week. The move comes after a series of tit-for-tat motions by special counsel Jack Smith and lawyers defending Trump.
What this is about is the government is trying to protect the integrity of the judicial process.
The legal battle involves how Trump's legal team can handle evidence overturned by prosecutors. Smith's office wants a broad protective order limiting what Trump can discuss publicly, citing Trump's history of attacking opponents.
This guy's a maniac. They gave me a maniac.
But Trump's team says that violates his First Amendment rights. His lawyers propose a narrow protective order limited to genuinely sensitive material. The special counsel fired back, accusing Trump of attempting to try the case in the media. Hours later, Judge Tanya Chutkan ordered the hearing. As the legal battle plays out, Trump's Republican opponents are stepping up their attacks.
Like most Americans, I'm tired of commenting on every Trump drama. I've lost track of whether this indictment is the third, fourth, or the fifth.
Meanwhile, President Biden basking in the benefits of incumbency. He's heading west to announce new measures to protect land around the Grand Canyon and tout the creation of green energy jobs and new benefits to veterans. At each stop, fundraising for his re-election campaign. Judge Chutkan is moving quickly to resolve these issues over the handling of evidence. In her order, she calls for a hearing on the matter before the end of the week. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
Well, controversy is sure to be present at the next Kern County Board of Education meeting. Two members of the board have invited prominent parental rights activist Lance Christensen to tonight's meeting. He is best known as an outspoken advocate for mandatory parental notifications should a student express any changes to their gender identity, name, or pronouns. His visit is being promoted by board members Mary Little and Lori Cisneros, who hope to influence the superintendent of schools to adopt a parental notification policy in Kern. The current protocol is to refer the student to an on-campus counselor or administrator, And all students are encouraged to communicate with their parents while the school maintains confidentiality while requested by the student.
5:34 is your time now, and while Congress is on its month-long summer recess, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is traveling the country supporting 2024 Republican candidates. Well, this week he is in Bakersfield, and yesterday he sat down with 17's Jenny Ha and myself for a congressional update. One of the issues we asked about, why the Veterans Affairs Community-Based Outpatient Clinic, or CBOC, still hasn't broken ground in Bakersfield.
We haven't had the new C-block done, but high-speed rail was coming through, so that had to be paused. And then after high-speed rail was finally finalized their track, the location was selected. We were ready to do a groundbreaking, but then it got sued for the location.
The speaker said they're almost through the legal roadblocks, and he's hoping to see updates in the next 6 months. McCarthy also said he's working to bring West High alum Travis Leak back home from Russia. Leak has been detained there since June on drug charges.
We've talked to the State Department many times, but I work with the White House. I've actually talked to the White House today about some other issues at the same time.
And when I asked about Congress, like the dip in Americans' 401ks and debt ceiling dispute, the speaker focused more on what good has been done and said leaders of both parties have been better at working together.
I made a conscious decision that I was going to treat the Democratic leader the way I wanted to be treated. Everything doesn't have to be partisan. Look what we've been able to do since I become leader. Make members show up. Bills actually go through committee. The debt ceiling was actually passed on a bipartisan level. I'm proud of the fact that this is the first Congress to be able to cut $2.1 trillion. We were able, for the first time, what is called a rescission. We brought more money back that's already been appropriated than all the history of America combined. But the bigger things we also changed is we opened the House back up. Members now have to come to work. Bills have to go through committee. You get 72 hours to read it, not just the members, but the people, the American public themselves. The People's House is back.
And looking forward to the 2024 presidential election, McCarthy didn't give an endorsement, but he did say former President Donald Trump is the strongest candidate.
So you think that would he be the best candidate, the best nominee for your party?
Right now, the American people get to decide that, and he's leading. So the answer is yes. I don't know how many times you want to ask me. I'll give you the exact same answer, yes.
17's Jenny Ha reporting. You can also watch the full interview with Speaker McCarthy on our website, kget.com.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.